Hey, what's happening, guys? This is Mike from MaximumFreedomWithMike.com. You might also know me from my podcast, also titled Maximum Freedom with Mike. Who would have thought, right? The reason for my video today is because I want to tell you all about a project that I'm working on and to let you know that I need your help. What I've done is I've started a Patreon campaign. Patreon.com is basically a crowdfunding site, except this does ongoing projects instead of just one-time projects. A lot of crowdfunding sites, the person posts up, hey, I need this much money for this project, it gets funded, and then it's done. Well, Patreon enables artists, webcomic people, video producers for YouTube, anybody who's doing something like podcasting or blogging or whatever, to get ongoing funding for their projects so that they don't have to constantly keep posting up new campaigns. It's a way to kind of fund the art that others want to see. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting one of these campaigns. The reason I'm starting a campaign through Patreon is because I love liberty. I'm a believer in liberty, in maximum freedom and limited government. I feel our country is in big trouble right now. The government is intruding on all of our rights, just stomping across the Constitution. Take, for example, NSA spying, the unreasonably high taxes we all pay, the limits on freedom of speech and property rights. There's just all kinds of things going on. And I feel like our country is at a point in history where we need to make serious changes, where people like me who love liberty need to band together and help educate other people about the principles of freedom so that we can fight this huge government intrusion that's going on in our private lives and in our businesses, so that we can put the government back in its constitutional limits, have maximum freedom, and genuinely be prosperous again. I feel in order to make that happen, what we really need is more educational resources that teach people about the principles of freedom. That would include stuff like podcasts, books, blog posts, homeschool curriculums, and all kinds of other stuff. That's actually what I do, is I blog and I create a podcast 2-3 times a week. My goal is to build a media company that provides these educational resources for people all across the country. Eventually, I want to turn this media company into a full-on network where other people who are like-minded and love liberty can create content like podcasts and books and YouTube videos and things like that, and get their message out to the masses so that they can provide resources based on their area of expertise. For example, someone who's really good in the field of economics and is an expert in economic theory can create resources that teach people, the basics of economics. Or someone who's, big into the philosophy end of freedom and civil liberties can teach those philosophies through their products and through the services that they provide. And we all have a voice through this network to reach out to people. Along with that, I want to spur a movement to help people feel like they have the knowledge they need to make informed voting decisions, and that they're also inspired to get involved with grassroots political activities in their local areas. Right now, I am making my living as a political analyst / journalist. Needless to say, I'm definitely not one of the 1%. I want to be able to fund this company and this project of creating podcasts and blog posts and YouTube videos and books so that I can do this full time. I want to be able to dedicate more time to creating quality, valuable content for you guys. Right now, I'm having to work a lot of hours as a full-time freelancer, or like I said, a political analyst is the job I've recently been given. So, while those are good-paying jobs, they definitely are not nearly enough to fund a project like this. And in order to create quality material, it takes a lot of work, effort, and time. A lot goes into making a podcast. You wouldn't think so, but it takes a lot of time. And obviously with books and homeschool curriculums and other things, it definitely requires time. Making these videos takes a lot of effort and time as well. You have to record it, then you have to spend hours editing the thing, and then you have to actually spend hours rendering it and putting it up on the internet. It takes a lot of time. In order for me to be able to spend the amount of time that I want to spend creating quality material, I would have to cut back my working hours. That means not enough money to pay the bills. I got a wife and 2 kids, people. Now, eventually, I plan on having this company be self-sustaining, meaning that at some point the products that I sell and advertising space that I sell for the podcast and things will cover all of my costs, and I won't need support from fans directly. But that's going to take quite a while to get to that point. So in the meantime, this is what I need the money for. I need the money for, one, living expenses. In order for me to create the kind of content I want to create, I have to cut back on my full-time freelancing job. That means I have to go down to part-time hours, and I need to have some way to make up the money lost from doing that. So in raising funds for this project, you'll be helping me pay my rent, you'll be helping me buy food for my kids and myself and my wife, you'll be helping us get diapers, you'll be helping us get health insurance, and you'll be helping us pay for an emergency fund and all the other odds and ends, utilities and whatnot. And I've even offered to show the receipts for some of these items on my Patreon account as they're being paid, so that you guys know what the money's really going for. I also need this money for business expenses. I need to register, I need to pay for web hosting, I need to pay for a domain name, I need to pay for better mics and quality equipment, mixing boards, advertising. That's going to be my largest cost. So I need help to fund all of these costs. There's no way I could pay for the business expenses out of pocket. Just no way. It's far too expensive. So that's why I need your help. If you're a believer in freedom, which I'm a libertarian, so I completely believe in freedom. If you're a conservative or someone who believes in freedom, then I hope that you'll see how important these resources are. We need to reach out to our children, to our young people. We need to find a way to connect with them and show them how the problems that they're facing every day in this world, whether it's economic or civil liberties, freedom is the answer, and freedom can provide the solutions that they need. We, in years past, have had a hard time connecting with this particular demographic. So that's why I want to create a homeschool curriculum that will reach children at a young age with the principles of freedom, so that they grow up this being second nature. And obviously, kids in high school and college desperately need people that they can latch onto who won't talk down to them and be condescending, but will help them understand principles of freedom and how those principles and constitutional limitations will end up being a bigger benefit than government intrusion. So if you believe that, if you believe in the Constitution, if you want to see America get back to its constitutional roots, please, please consider supporting this campaign. I really appreciate anything you can give, whether it's only $1, $3, $5, $10, whatever. And there are perks that you'll get along with pledging money. I just want to say thanks to you guys in advance. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I hope that you'll get on board and help me accomplish this massive undertaking. This is not something that can be done alone. I need the help of all those out there who truly believe in this cause and find it to be worthy. So, that being said, I gotta get going. Peace.